Welcome back to Tea and Couch with Alisa, where we spill all the tea about sexuality. Today on the couch we have Alex. Welcome back, Alex.
Yes, hello, Alisa. Hi. Nice to be here.
Yes, thank you for joining me today. So let's start from introducing yourself. So please tell us your name, who you are, and what we're talking about today.
Right, I'm Alex. So I'm a psychologist. I'm psychotherapist in training at the moment. And what I do, I work with the expat community in Thailand. And we are talking today about trauma and possible effects of the childhood trauma on sex life.
So we're talking about trauma today, and I want to cover both sexual and non-sexual trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start from something easy and talk about non-sexual trauma. And I wanted to ask, how does a non-sexual childhood trauma could show up in someone's sexuality as an adult?
So several ways it can disturb sexual life, but I think it would be important to define the term trauma. So according to American Psychological Association, is some tragic event, some difficult event, and that happened to the human, and after that the person's ability to adapt or cope is not perfect. So it's a problem with coping with difficulties. So basically, you leave part of your part of yourself sometimes in this event and so on. There is a big misconception at the moment. I think that that trauma is very common. It's not that common. I mean, like I'm always trying to. It's real thing. It's a phenomena which we can see, and like we measure it. We basically see the effect of it, but it's overused in my opinion in some way. So I mean, trauma happens. Trauma is more likely to happen when there was no support. So it's not necessarily the bad event which happened, like,
Okay.
but the bad event and absence of support in this moment. That what happened like leads to the trauma. So like I don't know, even during the war, for example, like people like it used to be like we only 4% like were developing the trauma, and but good like in a Red Cross, for example, we say if the basic needs are provided and there is a psychological support, so like we really a lot reduce the like possibility of trauma.
Okay.
You asked how does it affect the sexual life? Like I mean, I didn't answer that. So I mean, in a various way. I would here avoid like having like generalizations. I mean, it can be various things. We sometimes can link here the attachment theory of like what happened, and then how the person can be avoidant in the sex, or be on opposite be like more like OCDs, like willing more and more. Often we can see that dissociation. So when there is no possibility to feel through the experience. So
like for example, I feel like, well, I grew up without knowing my father, and my father figure was completely absent in my life. And I feel like that affected me a lot as an adulthood. And how it came up in my life is that in my 20s, I figured out that in order to get male attention, I have to present myself sexually. And I'm not too sure if having an absent father is a trauma per se, but I feel like that childhood experience has shown up in my adult life like that. So do you have any more example like that?
but first of all, like I will tell you, like to assure you that not having the father is sometimes better than having the father.
Yeah.
The fathers are different. Like I mean, in my practice, like some people will like never know the fathers. Like so it's not the worst case scenario, and I know. In my practice, I had one client. She had 7 stepdads during
Oh,
her
wow.
childhood.
Okay.
Her mother was very actively trying to like basically
Mm.
make her social life. And this person developed something which we called in Gestalt egotism.
Mm.
This is not egoism. This
Mm.
egotism. It's always kind of striving to have things perfect,
Yeah.
to be ideal,
Yeah.
and it's like filming a movie about yourself.
Mm.
Just like do you know these people who have like mirrors in their bedrooms?
Mm.
They want to see how they move, how they want it to
Mm.
be perfect,
Yeah.
and that distracts you from the action. And this is difficult to like have an orgasm. It's
Mm.
difficult to have pleasure with your partner and so on. So I've seen. So I mean, the same thing can lead to different kind of. It's basically what disrupts the sexual life is defense mechanisms.
Mm.
So one of them that I described. Another one can be when a person is more like confluenced with a partner and trying to please the partner a lot,
Mm.
like instead of like maybe sometimes look into yourself. So
Mm.
all the defense mechanism, all that the Freud was talking about, like I mean,
Mm.
all of them can show up.
Yeah.
I would actually question the topic, like
Mm.
the idea of trauma more,
Mm.
because the term is overused, and I like what was going on in the Gestalt psychotherapy at the moment. So there is like an idea that we should stop doing this traumatology.
Okay.
So like
Stop calling everything trauma, basically.
stop maybe not stop calling everything, yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. We should not harm the people who do really have a trauma, like a
Yeah.
disclaimer, like this is a real phenomena, this is
Mm.
happening. I mean, you can have it, but I mean, it changes the perspective of the people who want to help.
Mm.
And trauma may be there, but it's not the idea of like coming like with excavator and trying to like dig out where is the trauma which we need to repair, like I know,
Mm.
like something is broken in a person and like we need to like whatever like it takes find it, like and repair it.
Mm.
The idea is more, if to continue like speaking metaphorically, it's like when you come and you see like broken tree,
Mm.
is to give the sun to the tree, to give the water to the tree,
Mm.
and see if there is some vitality in
Mm.
that. So instead of digging into to the trauma, like I remember being a couple of years ago on one conference in Madrid, and one of the guys he basically said, it's a world is very difficult. Like I mean,
Mm.
this world is outside is very difficult. I mean, yes, we have some experience in the past, but the world is also fucked up, to be honest.
Mm.
Like, and what do we need? We need to give to these teenagers, to these people, for our clients who is coming. Like we need to give them support first of all,
Mm.
instead of trying to fix them.
Yeah, that is true. Because, like, if you keep looking back the past, then you're also not living in the present, right? And, like,
Yeah,
the most important thing is to be, like, mindfulness, be present, and, like, find what's actually pleasurable for you and what gives you a positive emotions. That is true. But if you keep looking back at your childhood, it could only make you sad.
sometimes we forget about environment,
Yeah.
and basically we are the generation who like cannot promise our children like to or next generation to live better than us.
Mm.
And this is in history, doesn't happen often.
Mm.
But today, with all the things that happening like in the world, like I mean, we may leave the world which is worse than the one we lived in.
Mm.
And these teenagers, they're going into this world like, and they have difficulties to cope.
Mm.
And sometimes these sexual deviations
Mm.
or differences,
Mm.
or might be just a coping mechanism to the environment.
Mm.
Uh, Sometimes we should see them that way. It's not that we should change something, or no, it just that when we see that on opposite, we should not change it. We should accept them in a way
Mm.
they want to express themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe our life was easier than there. Like,
Okay, now let's talk about the sexual trauma a little bit. And would you maybe let's start from defining the sexual trauma also.
all right, yeah, the sexual trauma is an event, let's say, like connected to the some sexual harm which was caused, and also like from my own practice, it's uh, it's not this sexual harm that was caused, and as I said before, it's when there wasn't support when it happened. And one of the most common, at least in this region, thing is when a child, a girl, was harassed, like or harmed by a male figure, and the mother or somebody around, they didn't support in that moment. So like simple scenario when the stepdad harasses the stepdaughter, and the mother is kind of not supporting the stepdaughter in that way. So they're saying, so it's not the event themselves, like it's an awful event and people should go to prison for that, like no question at all. But trauma happens when nobody admitted that really happened, or nobody admitted that did. So they kept it in the family, they closed it down, and this is the most terrible what's going on, like, I mean,
and unfortunately it's happening a lot in Japan because well the sexual hierarchy is still pretty different, and you know traditional woman in Japan has this mindset like, oh, man is man and man should be like, man having infidelity or like man abusing a daughter for sex is like a natural thing, is some of the traditional wife in Japan has a mindset of, which is very unfortunate. And when things like that happens to a people around you, what are some practical steps we could take?
Practical step, report. Do report, like monsters have to be punished. I mean, at least isolated. The person, the victim, we are always on the side on the victim. I mean, there is programs to change the behavior of some people, but I mean they're not that successful. I mean, let them continue, but we are always on the side of the victim, and we should do the maximum support in this moment to avoid having this person trauma. What the emotional support is basically basic needs. It's basically one of the basic needs is safety. So if there is the shelter is needed, so to provide a shelter, then blanket, dignity is a basic need. So I mean, giving the blankets, I don't know, like things like that, keeping confidentiality, all of that, like admitting the situation, saying like, yes, that this is terrible, like this is happening. This is not like this is not a gray zone. This is terrible. This is like just saying these words. I mean, and like here in Thailand, for example, we have women support a lot. So
nice.
I mean, there is women shelters, protection programs. If you Google it, like, I mean, they have secure places which doesn't have addresses online. So it's like if you apply there, they can help you. Then I know there is a sexual victims centers where women can get some help, and also like if they were a sexual victim, they may not report the abuser straight away, but they can save the evidences, and this evidence will be kept for 6 months, as I heard. And if even the woman at the moment of shock says like, I don't want to report anyone, she may still come back within 6 months and use these evidences to report.
Okay, that's
so
nice.
It's amazing that somebody thought it through.
Yeah.
I mean, that in a moment of that terrible event, you can take a wrong decision and then maybe you change your mind. So like, it's amazing.
Yeah, because it could come back to you later on, right? Like, because like what happened to you in the teenage life, and like when you grow up, you kind of realize like, oh, that was maybe a sexual assault. But I also hear a lot of cases where victims defend the the perpetrator.
Yeah.
What is going on in their head when they do that?
I mean, it's a slippery road for me to describe that, but I do apologize and take it like there is a thing called Hartman triangle. And this Hartman triangle basically says that a person in a victim position sometimes has energy. It's an energetic position. I mean, it doesn't explain nobody's. We are always on the side on a victim, but I mean, just psychologically in a victim position gives you energy, and that may get addictive. And plus, these people like the abusers, they often behave in cycles. So there is also a positive cycle, uprising, like I mean, and this change swings and so on. So it's an emotional trap that people get into. I mean, but I mean, with the work, and sometimes we can take people out of this relationship. Yeah. So yeah, they do defend. Yes.
Yeah.
They do defend, but it's terrible.
Yeah. If your friends or family are like in this bad cycle of emotions, is there a way to yank them out of it?
I heard from one social worker one technique I liked a lot. So he said they call it balcony technique. So let's imagine something terrible happening in your flat the night before, like I don't know, your partner beat you up. And a person like is like, no, I was all right, like it wasn't that much beatings this time and so on. And then you imagine that you stand on a balcony on the house next to, and you look on this scene from the side as a witness, and you ask the victim to describe what's going on in your flat, and then they describe it in a third person. I see a woman who is being dragged by hair to like blah blah blah, and it gives them the idea of this like watching themselves into the scene.
Okay, so makes them have like a third people perspective.
Yeah. So it's called a balcony technique. So might be useful, might be not, but I liked it. So otherwise, like with all the like psychological intervention, I would say lower your expectation when you want to help somebody. So start from lowering your expectation that you can really help somebody.
Okay.
So I mean, small steps. Just
baby steps.
Yeah. But what woman can do, like I mean, if she's afraid to go away, like I mean, she can start preparing slowly for retreat, and so then she may have a friend or somebody like with who can help her to escape from there. Some women they keep bags prepared, even like with urgent things they may need. So to escape. It's terrible. I mean, but that's for 1,000 years with us. I mean, like we can track back the history of humankind. I mean, these things were happening, and we still, with all our knowledge, we didn't solve them. People still get into these terrible relationships.
Yeah, that is true.
So like the same, like we with like I always make an analogy with the cancer. Like 100 years ago, we thought we already gonna beat the cancer. Like we had this chemotherapy, and we felt like we wow, we're in like decade and we win the cancer. But 100 years passed, we still didn't do it. And so the cancer people, they really, like cancer institutions, they invested a lot of money into other things, which I think can be useful here as well. One is screening and prevention. So by prevention is like psychoeducation to our children, to women, making a good example in your families. So I mean, when a girl sees how her father treats her mother nicely, so she would never go into relationship with a man like who misbehave. I mean, it's less likely that she will go into that. So I mean, by example, in your family, you show the pattern. Like I mean, girl from lovely family, she would never like tolerate terrible things. She would say like, I mean, you cannot raise your voice on me, like I mean, and so on. So this is prevention. And another thing also from the cancer is palliative medicine. It's when we cannot do anything, we can reduce the pain people have. So we can be just a friend, listen to them. We know that we're not going to change the things, but at least they still need somebody to talk to. They still need somebody like who can be sorry for them and like be their friend. So.
And do you think we are getting like more exposure into this topic and like getting better at noticing when something wrong is happening for people around us? Maybe because of the internet, because now we get a lot of information around it now, right? Because like I feel like I have never heard of anything like that when I was a teenager. But recently we like there's a lot of story about abusing going on, and because of that maybe the victim is also easy to figure out, oh, like this is actually the situation I am in currently is abuse.
Absolutely. No. Tendencies are good. I mean, world is going some wrong direction. Like I mean, we are all scared, but psychological tendencies are very good. Like even my base family, like we can say, my brother was brought more harshly. My older brother was brought more harshly than me. For example, when my brother was a teenager, there was a belt which my parents used because everyone used the belt to bring their children. When I was a teenager, this was already like no. Like I mean, and it's not that it's a psychoeducation. Like people around start changing, and my mom and my dad, they knew like this is not an option anymore. Like I mean, I feel sorry for my brother, but the things are changing, and I mean like it's going into good direction.
Yeah, let's hope so. Okay, so let's do a closing question. Is there what is a tea you want to spill to your younger self about trauma?
But we cannot protect ourselves from trauma. I mean, it can happen. I mean, just try to surround yourself with people who can understand you. Like, I mean, trying to socialize with sweet, lovable personalities. That will help you.
So thank you so much, Alex, for your time.
Yeah, thanks a lot.